the moment your heart stops and your final breath escapes. You open your eyes to find an endless darkness in a cold, silent desert. Waiting for you is a figure of obsidian skin and pointed ears, the guide of the underworld, Anubis. Imagine yourself now, lying alone in a grand royal tomb. Treasures surround you, but you cannot see them. The only sound is the heavy silence of your own soul awaiting judgment. Can you truly say there is no darkness within you? Today, we go beyond mere mythology to explore the obsession with death and rebirth that gripped ancient Egypt for millennia, and the grim reality of the god who stood at its center. The rules of this underworld were not written overnight. For over 3,000 years, the Egyptians built their entire civilization on one belief: that death was not the end. With an average life expectancy of only 30 years, life on Earth was seen as a mere shadow, a fleeting transition. In contrast, the life in the field of reeds, promised by Anubis, was the only true, eternal reality. This belief birthed a massive industry of death. Priests became masters of anatomy, scouring the desert for natron, a natural salt used for preservation. Their goal was absolute: to protect the physical body from the true extinction, known as decay. Inside the mummification workshops, priests acting as the avatars of Anubis performed a ritual that was as scientific as it was gruesome. They used iron hooks to shatter and remove the brain, and they emptied the torso of its organs. Yet they held a belief that seems strange to us today. They believed that the heart, not the brain, was the seat of intelligence and memory. The lungs, stomach, liver, and intestines were sealed in 4 canopic jars. But the heart was treated differently. It was carefully returned to the body for the final judgment. To an Egyptian, the heart was the only honest witness of a person's life. What memories are being etched into the beat of your own heart at this very moment? To pass the judgment of Anubis, people spent their entire lives preparing. They carried with them the Book of the Dead. This was no mere prayer book. It was a cheat sheet for the afterlife, a collection of spells and answers to satisfy the gods. I have not stolen. I have not caused anyone to weep. These were the negative confessions. To the Egyptians, it mattered less if these words were true, and more if they were spoken correctly. It was a sacred contract, a desperate gamble to secure a place in eternity. Then comes the moment of truth. On one side of the scales is your heart. On the other, the feather of Mayat, the symbol of truth and justice. Think of the fragility of a feather. To the Egyptians, it was the ultimate zero. To pass, your soul must be as light as air, unburdened by the weight of a single lie, hatred, or regret. Is your heart lighter than a single feather? If your heart is heavy with the weight of sin and sinks below the feather, the demon Ammit, the devourer of souls, is waiting. This is the second death, far more terrifying than the first. Your existence is erased from the universe forever. No rebirth, no memory, only a void. Initially, this complex journey was a secret path reserved only for the pharaohs. But as the centuries passed, this hunger for immortality leaked out from the palace walls, and eternity became a commodity. In ancient Egypt, death was far more expensive than life. From the quality of the linen wraps to the power of a single prayer, every step toward the afterlife had a price tag. While the rich commissioned grand tombs, the poor huddled in dusty stalls, haggling over the cheapest mummification plans just to escape the terror of eternal extinction. In this marketplace of souls, your safety in the underworld was often determined by the weight of your purse. What the ancient Egyptians spent thousands of years and vast fortunes to protect was not just a box made of flesh and bone. It was the hope of passing through the scales of Anubis with a soul that remained pure. We no longer make mummies. We no longer carry the Book of the Dead. But the feeling remains. A lingering suspicion that a dark god is waiting in the shadows to weigh the truth of our lives. That rhythm in your chest right now. That heartbeat. If it were to stop this very second, could you say your heart is lighter than a feather? You don't need to answer. When you finally wake up in that cold desert night, Anubis will be there, waiting silently to reach for your heart.